Hi, it's T. Michelle Birdsong. Eve, mother of all living. Angel Michelle, daughter of the sun. Venus, goddess of love. This is part 2 of Eve owns a large part of Stevie Wonder's success. And I'm going to begin with a clarification from part 1. Eve owns a large part of Stevie Wonder's success, even his name. Stevie Wonder, Decoded. I majored in creative writing in college, by the way, SUNY Empire. Let's see, Saint Eve. This is a sexual organ's pleasure, enjoyable ecstasy. Now this is the clitoris, and this is the fingertip, and this is ecstasy. Saint Eve, a wonder-filled. V.E., Venus, goddess of love, the evening star. To even is to balance, a balance to God, the daytime star, the sun. Okay, got that? Eve, mother of all living, is the only daughter, the heir of the sun, the Most High God. Nobody could deny He's God. The sun is God. He gives us light to see, heat to keep from freezing from another ice age, and energy to create food for us to eat. That's life. That's God. That's what the sun does, all right? Now, his son, Jesus Christ, the Buddha, Guru Govinda Singh Dhillon combined, has so much light, he can see every point of view. His, Angel Gabriel's sister, is the same as Govinda Singh Dhillon, Angel Gabriel. Angel Michelle is his sister. She can see all living's point of view. She's Eve, the mother of all living. Even parallel lives, sometimes called past lives. She, T. Michelle, Angel Michelle, Venus, Eve, is a psychic researcher, first named thusly by the King of Siam, currently being as Joe Friedman. Here he is, wearing a bandana as though he's a mask, as though he's a common criminal. Joe Friedman is a resident of St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3, also known as St. Francis Friends of the Poor. St. Francis has befriended the poor in what is thought to be paradise, Hawaii. This is St. Francis. Okay? Robin Birdsong. Hawaii Decoded. Hell, A for A, W for world, A for apart, the clitoris and the fingertip, pleasure, sexual organ, clitoris by the fingertip. That is the way sex is supposed to be. The fingertip tickling the clitoris. The husband focusing on the clitoris because he's tickling it. And when the clitoris, maybe half an hour, comes, he comes. They come together. The greatest pleasure on earth is the coming together. Alright, now as I said, I wanted to clarify from part 1. I talked about what it is. This is the album. I talked about the braiding that she did. The reason why this is Supernatural, the second album. The braids, see the plaits of braids. He had an afro, as you can sort of see on this picture of Roy Ayers Stone Soul Picnic album. And this is T. Michelle Birdsong, and this is Roy Ayers' son, Little Roy, T. Michelle Birdsong's niece, Vanita Michelle Long Holmes, who has being as Solomon, the wise king. And this was Roy's girlfriend at the time, Cindy. And this was Roy's ex-employer, Herbie Mann, a jazz icon flutist. Roy had been his sideman, and Edwin had persuaded Roy to go solo, to go on his own. This is artist Mac and Eleanor Mac. Edwin saw her and brought on the street and brought her and gave her to Artis. An artist who is an artist, who was an artist before he died, married her. Okay, this is a book called Sneezy the Greasy Babysits Abigail by Michelle Birdsong and Robin Birdsong. This is Abigail. The model for Abigail is Michelle's granddaughter, Jindara Michelle Ranziger, and Robin Birdsong's niece. Okay, now this is Jindara's mother. It says, Happy Columbus Day, Melanie L. Spear, because the Melanie L. Spear has being as the hero, explorer, Columbus. And I talk about it on a video called Eve Defends Columbus on Columbus Day. And it's in 5 or 6 different parts, and I highly recommend it because you've been misinformed about Columbus, and he's been smeared unfairly when he needs to be rewarded and praised for what he did, opening up trade to the West that made us rich. Okay, like I said, St. Francis, Robin Birdsong, has befriended the poor. She is, before I get there, let me just explain that Albert Einstein, the metaphysician, has been recruited to explain God's mind to the people. Einstein said, I want to understand the mind of God so I can feel what God feels. So God said, okay, study me. I will give you access to the secrets of nature. Explain me, and you will feel what I feel. You will love me. To love is to become the other. To love is to lose your identity. So Einstein can explain God because he understands God, because he's one with God, because he is God in part. Okay, what else? So these friends that Robin has befriended in paradise turned out to be demons. Did I say that Stevie Wonder said, what it is oh so new. What it is oh so true. I just call to say, I love you. G is for God. G is for good. G is for good God. Good God Almighty. Alex Jones as being as Paul Revere, a hero from the American Revolution. All right. So as I was saying, okay, so you buy these products, okay, so that T. Michelle can afford to feed her family. All right, because she hasn't received her inheritance from the son, which is $30 septillion. And if you count the cost of the universe, she's due $60 septillion. All right. All right, so let's see. So, like I said, Einstein was given charge of explaining God's mind. And Einstein has being as a projection of T. Michelle Birdsong. T. Michelle Birdsong has being as the daughter of John Milton, Homer, who wrote about the Greek culture in the poem The Iliad, is supposed to collaborate. She's his daughter, and they're supposed to collaborate on rewriting history, of writing a new culture for the world. John Milton, Homer, has being, look at the light, he's got a halo, has being as Milton Harris, a resident of St. Francis of Assisi, Residence 3. And here you see, having drawn the sign that says Liberty, Orlando Rodriguez, who has being as Orville Wright. Orville Wright has being as T. Michelle Birdsong's son, the brother of Wilbur Wright. They created the way for a plane to be controlled in the air. I had a picture. There's Wilbur Wright. Wilbur Wright, currently being a Sing Birdsong. He drove this motorcycle alone from New York all the way to Los Angeles, California, 2 years ago, to be with his father before he died, Edwin Birdsong. Okay, so Robin has befriended this monster family in paradise. The boy was raped by his father as a child, and his mother and father left him in a closet while they went God knows where without food and water. So he and his little brother used to climb out the window and go and look in people's garbage cans for food. Now the other person I heard of who had to rummage through garbage cans for food. Before I go on, let me show you some food. This is food, okay? Animal flesh is not food. These are yellow bell peppers, cucumbers, spinach, tomatoes, garlic, onion. Okay, this is food. Read Genesis 1:29. You'll see what food is. Meat means food. It doesn't mean flesh. That's what the people who wanted to eat the flesh want you to believe. That meat is food. It's not. It's skin. It's organs. And the Native Americans, who everybody's praising instead of Columbus, not everybody, but some people are, the Native Americans used to eat flesh, human flesh. Are they heroes? Is that a hero to be a cannibal? Columbus is accountable, but he wasn't a cannibal. He was better than the Native Americans who ate flesh. Okay. Alright, so this little boy, the other little boy I heard of who ate flesh, who rummaged through garbage cans for food as a child, was Charles Manson. And this, ever since Robin has been telling me about this family in Hawaii, I've been reminded of Charles Manson. Sneezes a greasy, baby sits Abigail. Charles Manson babysat the so-called family he had, the young people who had run away from home, and he babysat them and talk them into killing Sharon